So lately I've been trying to figure out the best way to clean this mess of a milling machine now. I've got quite a bit of aluminum kind of starting to, I don't know, not pile up, but definitely work its way into all the different areas of the machine and everything. And, you know, it's not too bad just trying to get it like out of like the easy areas, but all the little nooks and crannies and stuff. On the old machine, on my little mini mill, I used to just use a shop vac. And so way back in the day, like talking like 6 months ago, I went ahead and I bought this little, it's like a Oneida Dust Deputy little guy. And I know it says dust, and they kind of advertise and cater more towards the like, you know, woodworkers and that kind of thing, construction workers. But it does say on their website it's supposed to work for metal shavings. I don't know how it's gonna work when the metal shavings have a bunch of coolant residue on them, so they're all kind of sticky. But the whole idea is that you drill a hole in a bucket, mount this to the bucket, make sure it seals in between it, and then you route your shop vac over to the top, and then you suck the stuff in from the side. And that creates some little vortex effect in there. The metal and everything is heavy, so it falls to the bottom into your bucket. The air gets sucked into your vacuum, and it keeps your shop vac from getting all clogged up and nasty. I did some reading on the forums, and it sounds like a lot of guys go through shop vacs like every couple of years, just sucking up the chips and stuff. So I'm gonna try and avoid that. Hopefully a one-time purchase can save, you know, multiple year after year purchases of shop vacs. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this and get some clips of it working, see how it does. I really don't know how it's gonna do, so wish me luck. So I went to the orange store today, got this bucket. Super easy. All I did was mark the holes with a Sharpie. I couldn't mark the inside hole because I couldn't reach my hand down into the center of it. So I just kind of had to guess at the diameter of the inside hole. I think it was right around 3 inches. And so then just kind of tried to sketch out a hole there. I'm not very good at drawing circles, so I tried that, and then it did not look anything like a circle. So found a wire spool. It was close. It was a little bit too big, so I knew just to kind of keep off that line by like 1/4 inch and I'd be okay. Used a good old box cutter just to cut a hole in the top of it. They don't make them like they used to, so a box cutter goes right through that plastic. And then just kind of size the hole looking down the center of it to figure out, you know, if it's good enough. I don't know about you guys, but I keep a set of junk drill bits for these jobs. I'm trying to start, you know, having my machining drill bits and then my around the house drill bits. These are the around the house, probably $2 for an entire set, Harbor Freight drill bits. Knock out some holes. I had some 1/4-20 bolts and nuts sitting around from a previous job or project. So I use those to attach it. Now you're supposed to put some type of a sealant or a gasket in between here. I figured just for the sake of this video and just to try it out, see if it even works in the first place, I'd just screw the thing down. And it seemed to work in the end. There might be a little bit of vacuum loss, but not much. Another thing is those lids are so hard to get on and off all the time. And honestly, I think if you take it on and off all the time, the lid will crack. So I just set the lid down on it firmly, and it seemed to seal and be fine. All right, let's give her a whirl. So I wasn't really watching what was happening. When I did happen to glance over, it kind of looked like the aluminum was just kind of doing its little vortex thing around it, but I didn't see it drop down. It looked like it stayed at the top and then disappeared. So I'm wondering if it all went right into my vacuum. So I'll probably open up the bucket and I'll open up the shop vac and see where the aluminum's at. It's actually not bad because I didn't suck up that much. You see that's all in the bottom of the bucket. So that's actually not bad at all. Let's open up the shop vac and see what's in there. It may be about a 50-50 split, I'm not sure. But as you can see, like my filter is trashed. There was already stuff in here before I started tonight. So I don't think this is all from just what I vacuumed up tonight. I had already used it a few times. There we go, get some light on it. So that's what's in it. There's actually a decent amount more in the bucket. The goal is just to not clog up the filter or get grease and oil and metal into the motor of this thing, because that will drastically shorten the life of it. The bucket idea, it wants to tip over constantly. If the second you move the hose just the wrong way, it wants to tip over. All right, so a few final thoughts on this. First of all, I was saying how it's kind of inconclusive what's going into the shop vac and whatnot. I got smart because this is a brand new hose on here. See, there's the box right there. So when I take this hose off, probably very hard for you to see on camera, but I looked down there, tried to get some good light in it and everything, and I don't see a single chip. So that tells me that most likely those chips that are in the vacuum were already there from my mini mill days and just trying to get tidy on this machine before this setup. Also, off camera, I went and vacuumed up a ton more chips and I didn't see any additional chips in the vacuum. So I'm pretty sure this is catching close to 100% of the chips, which is awesome. One thing that I thought about as this was all happening is this thing's made out of plastic. Where'd it go? There it is. So I don't know what kind of plastic it is, but I have experience from when I used my GoPro on my little, I got a GoPro mount I just taped up there. The GoPro cases are plastic, and if you don't clean them, I found out kind of the hard way, if you don't wash them off immediately after contact with that coolant, it'll like hurt the plastic gets brittle and cracks. So I'm hoping that that doesn't happen with this. I'm not willing to remove it and rinse it out every time I use a vacuum. At that point, you know, you do that 50 times in a year and you're better off just spending $100 on a new vacuum. So I'm gonna have to keep you posted on that one to see if this stuff, or if the coolant basically just ends up destroying the whole setup. So with that being said, before I put any more effort into this project, I'm gonna just use it as is here, probably for like a month or two, just to make sure that it's all good. And then I'll probably come up with some type of a system that holds the shop vac and the bucket on like probably a piece of plywood or something securely so they don't tip over and they're easy to move and that sort of thing. Also, I need to get some different wands. I went online, it looks like they make 2.5 inch to 1.25 inch conversion, little step down fittings. And then you can get the little 1.25 inch hose and, you know, brushes and all that kind of stuff. So that's definitely needed to get in a lot of these little areas. As well as the brush, like even just going over these areas with just the vacuum, I was afraid to like really dig in with that hard plastic on the vacuum attachment because I didn't want to like scratch up all the paint or push all those chips into the paint. And I think with the attachments that have bristles on them, that will solve that problem. So that's kind of the next step, I guess, for this. I think that's about it. I'm hoping that the plastic holds up, so I will keep you updated. That's it for this week. Thank you for watching.